Hi, Shaifali. Welcome to the Sechi's platform. How are you?
Hi, Divya. Bhavya. Doing good. Thank you.
Oh, I'm so sorry. I will just change. I keep changing to submit my daughter's homework occasionally, and then it remains Bhavya. But my name is Divya Sood. How are you?
I'm doing good, Divya. Thank you. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. So, Shaifali, we'll start with a short introduction, and then we'll get into the topic where we'll get to know more about you and a little bit about Easy Fix and how do you really manage work-life balance. Does that sound good?
Sounds good. Sounds absolutely
wonderful. Wonderful. So, moving ahead to the session, Shaifali, you're a chief strategist with Easy Fix, and you came from a vision that a lot of the things in the industry needed improvement, and with the chance ahead of you, you grabbed the opportunity in the construction workforce, and you decided to keep a niche, which is to focus on building brands. Technology, of course, helped, but apart from that, you linearly scaled and you are providing the next day handyman delivery across anywhere in India. You're extremely proud of what Easy Fix has done in the several years of journey that you've been with them, and are now at a very senior position leading Easy Fix and a majority of the decision making. So moving ahead, could you tell us a little more about Easy Fix, and especially with the focus on your journey, and how has it really been for you?
Sure, Divya. Thank you for that introduction. So I'll pick up a little bit more about myself and then move to how my journey collided with EasyFix and how we together grew up. So I live in Gurgaon, and from here our head office is in Gurgaon. From here we manage the operations execution. I have been a part of the team since the very beginning. And my primary job, as you had mentioned over here, is to run a sustainable, profitable, replicatable business. So my personal journey with this started at the age of 24, when all of this space was absolutely fragmented, very, very new. And at that time, from one city to 350 plus cities where we have direct presence right now. So it's been a journey full of ups and downs, but mostly it's been about a lot of fun. I think because of my childhood, my upbringing, from where I belong, we had been nurtured to live a life which is full of happiness, not care a lot about people outside saying bad things about you. Like that's what we were told when we were children. I would go to my papa and say that, Papa, usne mere ko kuch bola. Papa is like, he would sing that song one time, I remember, Duniya ko humne diya kya, Duniya se humne liya kya. So that's the kind of mindset with which, my kind of parents, my siblings and everybody was brought up. Plus, I was brought up in a culture where, working, just 1 second. Okay. Where working hard was important, education and sports was given a lot of emphasis. We were put into stadium. I was in hostel as a boarder from the beginning, like in the class. And then that gave me a lot of independence as a person. So those were the early years. And then at EasyFix, when I look back and now, I think one thing that has not changed at all is been that me being ambitious. From the very beginning, I think I didn't know what exactly was I hitting at, but I knew that I wanted to do something in my life. And financial independence was something that in Almora, from where I belong, like there is education, which is laid so much emphasis on being the culturally, socially independent is given so much independence on. So I knew that I wanted to work. So when EasyFix came into picture, I just started with that, and it's been a journey of discovering myself, what I want to do, what kind of a person I am, what kind of a company do I want to run. Had set very high expectations from the very beginning because of the circle that I was surrounded with. So in 2012, actually, we got through EasyFix, got a chance to for the IVLP program that's held every year. That used to be during Mr. Barack Obama's time. And then one of the biggest learning from there came in how professional companies are run. And while I was just a 3-year-old experience with some corporate experience, when I came back, so I had a greater vision with what kind of a company did I want to run. And so it is, Divya.
Sorry. So just tell us a little bit more about how you sort of moved, over the years at EasyFix. What kind of decisions did you take, your challenging times, your growth times? So how did you really move across, because it's now several years, 2012, and we are at 22 right now, and you've been with EasyFix. So what was, the whole period for you, this period? And how do you look back at it?
So very less number of regrets is what I would say. It's been a lot of learnings. I remember I couldn't do Figma designs, or I couldn't understand how Tally works. I couldn't understand when my development team was talking and how the integrations would happen. And they could run me through a lot of things and I would have to rely on them versus my own mind. So over these years, I think what happened is that I could deep dive a little bit more into rather than just operations and execution. I became better at finance, better at marketing, I could talk to all types of team. And especially, I think it was also because I was dealing with corporates. Because when you're dealing with corporates and the senior management people of those corporates, then you kind of strengthen your learnings in such a way that you are able and capable of justifying the position which you're at. So my learnings in that way academically, I think I was not a very bright student, while I come from a town wherein education is given a lot of importance, and my sister was a college topper, another college sister is from BITS Pilani and all of that. But then I was not the first venture. In fact, I was the last venture. But I would always be more of a video student. I would learn from YouTube. Still, I do any topic that I feel that I'm weak at, whether if I did really bad yesterday in a negotiation meeting. So I would just go back, listen to Yvonne Carmichael or Mel Robbins or so many other influencers who are out there on YouTube. And so when I look back and I look forward, so I feel that about all of us, there are times wherein we are questioning ourselves. What have I done? Where am I? How far have I come? Have I done good? Have I not done good? So sometimes, it's again, it depends on the day that I'm looking at the journey. But there have been days wherein I have been criticized. I have had more critiques than I have had friends. I have been, had all type of comments on me saying I'm selfish, and but then I felt furious, I felt angry, I felt sad, but mostly I've just knocked off, laughed it off, and then moved on. So I think not giving up has been one of the major things that I can look at when I look at my journey, because when I made my decisions, I did stick to it. If I said that, hey, it's looking logical. Yeah, it's difficult, but it's looking logical. It's going to happen. And then team, I feel lastly, having a strong team and a support system. So I include everyone in my team, like my environment and all the people who are there with me are in my team, including my son, my husband, my family, my team over here in office, and everybody else. So their support, setting up expectations with them, understanding their expectation, what they want from me, and sorting all the responsibilities out, saying that, hey, this is what I expect from myself. This is what I'm going to bring on the table. These are my responsibility, and I'm bang on time. Like, I have to make sure that I'm persistent in not giving anybody a chance to point fingers at me when it comes to my responsibility, especially whether it's at office replying to emails and proposals and deadlines and timelines that I have to respond on, and those are roadblockers for others. So yeah, I think the climb for me is so much like a sport. A lot of other entrepreneurs have given this example, and I love this. Like having a community of other people who you're looking at, what are the best practices, what are they doing that I can do, so that I can put the same things, whatever is applicable for me in my business. And yeah, that's pretty much about it. That's how I have been climbing so far.
Wonderful. Yeah, lots of action happening, Shaifali. You've been busy. So coming to the topic for today. So how do you navigate, the time for yourself and the time that you give at work, so how do you just get all of it together in a way to that it works for you well?
Okay. So, Divya, two things that definitely help me sort out all other things is one, waking up early in the morning. I'm a morning person. I would prefer to wake up at 5 or maybe 4:30 and then spend some time with myself. Off late recently, I heard in Mel Robbins' video and I got like really, really inspired. What she will do is I got a phone call, sorry. She will put her phone in the bathroom when she's sleeping, because otherwise our pillow is sucking us up. And especially during these winter times, like it was getting difficult. And then I said, whenever I'm sucking at something, I'll go on YouTube and I'll start searching that what can I do about it. So this is what I got. And I am a morning person. I've always been a morning person. So that really helps me get my time before the world hits on me. Then second thing that I have learned over years is to have a routine, which includes all 5 circles of life. Now, these 5 circles of life, I'll just say I had again learned this in 2012 when I had gone to the US. There was a session in New York that was happening, and we learned that if you want to be successful in life, then you have to have balance of 5 circles in life, which includes your work, your family, your health, self-development, and a circle of friends and society. So I try and balance this out in a week, in a month, dividing it, say, I want to set up every Friday Suhas comes to my office, except for Fridays when there is something, but then he comes and then he hangs around with everybody. Every once in a month, I have a forum group. I'll meet with them. We are 7 girls, and we have an agenda at place. We'll talk about that. Then there are a lot of extracurricular activities that I'll be a part of. EO, you would have heard of, part of that. So a lot of events and learnings happen through that, and a lot of personal development side happens through that as well. And family, the right expectations that my son, my husband, my mother, my father, they know how I am. They know what my priorities are. And they, over time, because I have been very sure of what I want, they respect, because I am, again, meeting my commitments when it comes to for others. So I manage my time mostly by knowing what I want, having a schedule. I'll come back from office. I know I like playing music. Let's say my son plays music, so I'll go out and I'll play music with him. If he's doing both hands, not letting me, I'll just do my left hand practice with Scaro or my scales, or chords, or anything like that. I'll make sure that I am learning something. Not that I'm great at it. I have started learning along with these guys, and I'm getting more opportunities to learn with Suhas. So how do I do it? Another one thing that I can say is that I do a lot of, when I'm at home, I do a lot of activities with him. One hack is that I use my left hand so that my left brain gets activated, and he's painting with everything and I start painting with left. I read, and when I read to him, I try and improve my narration. I try and read books which are of interest to me. Yeah, and I have a very, very understanding spouse. I think that matters a lot. So that brings in a lot of difference. So that's how I think I'm able to manage it. Before I had a son, or I think it's for all the women, that before we have children, or it's just before marriage, it's the question doesn't come work-life balance. The question only comes when we are more than two. And even if, after my marriage, Sandeep and I were independently living for about 5 years. And this question never came to our mind. We went out anytime, came in anytime. Both of us are entrepreneurs. But then after Suhas came in our life, both of us value our time so much more, manage our time so much better, and are so much more disciplined and routine. So I think children are amazing. They teach us so much. Yes, so that's how I think I'm able to trying to balance it out, staying sane between everything that's going on.
No, I think you're doing a wonderful job, Shaifali, with trying to be there in a very mindful way, across the various spectrums at work, at home, in the various relationships and the roles that you play. So, I mean, excellent job on that. And before we end, we are almost at the end of time. Is there any message you'd like to give the women on the Say Cheese platform? We have over 10,000 women who have registered with us on our web page, and every day countless women join on our app. And we are looking for a safe space where women can talk and mentor each other and be there to help each other. So when women like you come and give us your your inspiring stories and your journeys, it really helps us bring we are like the via media, right? We bridge the seekers and the people who are looking for answers, and the people who are giving the answers. So that's really our job here. So is there anything you'd like to give as a piece of advice to all the women on our platform on navigating careers, or an entrepreneur journey, or any topic really that has really worked for you?
Okay, Divya. So hi women. So no advice really. All I want to do is I want to share an experience that worked really, really well for me. And that's not being afraid. And that's something that I teach my son as well. I tell him ki aapko dar lag raha hai kya? Why are you not trying? At least give it a try. If you don't like it, don't enjoy it, don't do it. But don't try it because you're not trying it only because you're afraid you will fail or someone will make fun of you. So that's one, because I think we as women, we are told a lot of things. And the only thing that, I think I got very lucky because I was the third girl in the family. And my father brought me up as a boy. He was like, no difference. You can do whatever you want. So if the same mindset can be brought in us, saying that, hey, we are not different. And second is financial independence. I think if we are not working, then we can try and seek opportunities to contribute for our own expenses, if not for anything else, so that we are not dependent on anybody for anything.
Yeah, wonderful. I think never be afraid to try, and financially being independent are very, very key words that you've put across very well. Thank you so much, Shaifali, for your time today on the Say Cheese platform. It was lovely to have you. We'll be happy to have you again, Shaifali, if you'd like to mentor some of the women on our platform, or, somebody wants advice from you on, how you really, navigated your way in your own entrepreneur journey. We'll be very happy if you could help and mentor at a later point of time.
Happy to help. Happy to speak to people and share anything that I can. Like wonderful. Not saying, but my office, like we have resources. Now I've also, and if there is someone who's trying to start up something and want to, collaborate or bootstrap for certain things, happy to help.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much for your time today. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Raman.